The Dungeonscape. I'm excited for this.
Our world is long since shattered, but hope still flickers in our darkest dreams.
Dank PSX.
Few would guess that our fate would
Dungeon
be
crawling
upon the Oneric Isles, an almost forgotten archipelago.
There's more of a PS2. This is an Xbox era.
On these uncanny islands, the apostatic union, power-drunk after slaughtering their once exalted gods, maintains but a paltry presence.
Okay.
Under their negligent
I follow you.
The deep forests and dark places teem with cutthroats, cultists, and worse. In the desolate, endless realm, poor souls languish undying in decrepit mausoleums, yearning for their lost mortality, while the Clockwork Kingdom, ruled by the crooked logic of its manufactured monarch, strives to transform not just the realm, but reality itself. All these regions have their part to play in this unfolding story, but it begins fathoms below, in the Underlands.
Sure.
A ruinous wasteland where none can draw breath for long. It is here that a secret waits to be uncovered by someone whose dreams burn brighter than any. But will those dreams kindle into a radiant destiny? Or will we burn in the folly of delusion?
Probably that second one, yeah. Just enough music. Oh, it does the wobble. It does the wobble. There better be some demented NPCs in this game. Some real fruitcakes. I want some just absolutely nutty, weird guys. It should be low for a game like this, actually. Normally, I want to do the PC thing and crank it. Yes. There's even a check for the wobble. You can uncheck the wobbles in both directions. 3D wobble, texture wobble. Enable wobble. Love that wobble. Return. Start game.
The world was long ago broken, its surface cursed. You are a dweller of the Sky Realms.
You got it.
Drifting islands that cradle the last of human civilization. Here, in the dank cell of an Inquisition ship, you ruminate on your past.
Man, I miss the Sky Realms.
Dreams of childhood slip through your mind.
Sick.
Was your fate sealed, even then?
Brawler, urchin, apprentice, or noble? I am of noble blood. You were dining with foreign dignitaries before you could walk. You learned manners and etiquette, but more than anything, tenacity. The glittering halls of Riova can be more cutthroat than the darkest of alleys. Regen, maximum mana, guile, lockpick and agility skills, or might, combat, attack and defense. No mug of ale for a weary traveler from distant Corhagen? I'm drawn to guile. I don't know why. I either want guile or magic, right? Because magic is sparkly. And sometimes magic can do cool stuff, like fireballs. Fireball or fire sword? Here, let me make a poll. Let's see if people decide to curse the system again by making everything a tie. All right, 1 minute go. Am I an urchin or am I an Amnamni apprentice? I love democracy. Sword, easy. I don't think I ever took sword in Kingdom Hearts, which is stupid because that's probably the best way to play the game. Ooh. Gotta be a better way to do this overlay. I had to chunk the, like I have to override part of the CSS because it was like, you couldn't read it or something. Urchin is more gamer. Yeah, you're supposed to be like a sniveling rat in these kinds of games, right? You're always rifling through everything. You're barely squeaking by. You're eating like shreds of meat on the floor. You're supposed to be a greasy little boy. A greasy, grimy little guy that somehow like carves out an existence in the dungeons. Urchin it is. Growing up, you were nobody. Just another malnourished child clogging the city. Without the street gang, you'd have died like the rest. They taught you to see what others didn't, to slip in where others couldn't. They taught you to survive.
The body grew, the mind
Okay, there's a lot.
For a while, you excelled.
Hired muscle? This is the one behind my webcam. You can take care of yourself, you were known for it. A Slev cartel recruited you as muscle. When they smuggled nefarious texts or illegal potions, you were there to make sure things didn't go south. And when they did, you cracked some skulls. I didn't know there'd be more than one. That's my bad. Oh. Bayard King, hey, thank you for gifting a sub. To Cammy, appreciate that. Lore broker. Ouch. In the apostatic union, some secrets are worth more than gold. You fraternized with cultists, traded illegal tomes, and sought dangerous knowledge. If something was hidden, you could find it. For a price. You want a fixer? In a bloody business, you can keep your hands clean. In pubs and markets, you built your network, mingling and scheming. Elsewhere, nefarious deeds were committed, and you were, of course, never involved. But your purse was never empty, either. And then the thieving. That's easy. I don't know. Lore is appealing. Being a greasy, grimy guy. Maybe you make a pact with the devil. Interaction with concealed mechanisms to reveal hidden secrets. I mean, lockpicking is nice, though. Charm, the ability to influence others through dialogue. Important information or resolve difficult encounters. Do we want to talk people out of problems or find secret buttons? Riz build always? People want the Riz, alright.
Showed. Your guard slipped. The mistake was grave. The Inquisition had your scent.
Oh. Paranoid outlaw caster? Crime lord. Damn, crime lord is awesome. Barter? Buy low, sell high. Outlaw caster. Potency of spells and how quickly you can call upon them. Movement speed and jump height, though, sounds cool. I love that your stats, like they've already said, basically your stats influence how you play the game. So if you have more agility, you jump higher. That's so sick. Crime Lord does sound cool. Yeah, I guess for the lore, it's the only thing that doesn't like directly affect how the game is played. It just kind of shifts the numbers on items, but it'll probably come in handy, right? Crime Lord. Man, I love being a crime lord. Back in Skyhaven. Dude, this music is already outrageous. Also how like only some of the polygons receive fog, and the rest is just kind of drawn over everything. Holy shit, man. Somebody made a game of their dreams. I'm so into this kind of thing. How's it going, pal? Ever tell you about Skyhaven? I was a crime lord there. Oh, the crimes that I committed. I could tell you a thing or two. Anyway, take it easy, pal. Oh. Okay. Let us... Yeah, this is certified dank, huh? Hi. Hey. Hey. Hi. Prisoner 27. You have been marked for temporary release. The High Confessor will see you in the central chamber. Do not keep her waiting. Why am I being released? Only the High Confessor can answer that, but I calculate there is an 8 in 10 chance you will be granted the honor of a glorious and sanctifying death. Sweet. Shame to die and miss out on all this. Can I ask the other question? Oh, I can. Who are you? I was a prisoner like you, but the Inquisition in its generosity has made me so much more. Cipher magic runs through my veins. My sins have been cleansed. I am a servant of the Inquisition now. Just floating there. I float. This is what I do. I float, I tell people where to go. Oh, man. What is that? The device lurches on unstable legs, thick blood oozing from its seams with each shuddering movement. Dude, the flavor text is so great. Look at the frame around this, too. This, like, kind of reminds me of Fallout 1 a little bit. A little more Geigery, though. But it has, like, some ornate... Like, it's industrial. It's got the fins on the side, but it has this kind of, like, old-school ornate spike protuberance on either side. Mixing of aesthetics, pretty cool. A woman's voice, hoarse and raspy, echoes from within the device. Your services required, prisoner 27. I'm not going to take orders from a coffin. A cackle lasps into a sputter of coughs. This iron coffin is an honor, a privilege. The pain it delivers only serves to sharpen my reason. Your base crimes against the apostatic union would not merit such exquisite torment, but I can offer you redemption of a different kind. I am the High Confessor of this Inquisition combat tribunal. We are tracking the most dangerous of criminals, and you will help us. Ah. What's in it for me? She wheezes. You should be glad of such a righteous opportunity to serve penance. But success could bring benefits, even your freedom. So listen carefully. Alright. I'm gonna downshift a little bit. Our target's whereabouts have been known for some time. A backwater archipelago on the very fringes of Union territory. Known as the Oneiric Isles. Damn. These flying islands are host to a manor of outcasts and miscreants. We arrived a few hours ago, but met with fierce resistance. Our target is in the Blinding Light Fortress, the last remaining holdout of the Dark Star mercenaries. Oh, man. For our query is their leader, the notorious Vela Kalos. Cool. Hold on a minute. There we go. Oh yeah, that Square Enix stuff. I'm not glad that they're not doing good business. Holy crap. Whoa, there were AIDS back there. But I am glad that Square has basically said out loud that multi-platform is the only thing that makes business sense now, which is awesome. Even Sony can't pay them enough money to make up for what they lost by not selling it on PC, is essentially the answer. So they felt the sting. And it's good. It's so good. It's so good that the PC itself is a platform you can't afford to not be on. So I think we're done. I think the age of console war platform bullshit is nearly over. I think the walls are coming down. I think. Anyway, never heard of her. She is the daughter of Admiral Kalos. Groomed for command, but she set off on her own to found a warband of thieves and pirates. The Dark Stars were tolerated in the Union until Vela became enthralled with delusions of grandeur, claimed she could create some sort of heaven. Before you go, take this Inquisition journal. A mechanical arm thrusts a peculiar device in your direction. It will keep track of your mission. My drones can offer guidance, and closer to the blinding light, Inquisitor Ignavus. Ignavus? Ignavus can assist you further. Oh, and don't try to run. These flying islands are unstable, and many a fool has fallen to their death. Cool. The console wars are slowly killing gaming. I think the people who are participating have felt the sting of it. And I don't think it's killing gaming. It's just delivered some shin kicks to the people who are trying to run that sort of thing. Platform holders. Platform holders ran on the aground on the rocks a little bit. They over-revved the engine, essentially, to the tune of several $billion. I guess these are the drones. What's up, homie? Damaged doors can be broken with a weapon. There's a chest next to me. Pick up the sword, then press the inventory key to open your journal. Navigate to the equipment panel and equip the sword into one of your weapon slots. Lastly, remember to press the attack key to unholster your weapon. Though this is a meager task, I calculate there is a 1 in 20 chance you will somehow perish in the attempt. Thanks. Can you die trying to equip a sword? That would be sick. Oh, look at that. Look at that pixel art. Look at that gorgeous, shitty sword. Oh, it's all turned sideways. Perfect 45-degree angle. Beautiful. Simply beautiful. What an amazing first shitty sword. Can you imagine when I get like the flame cleaver, how fucking sick that's gonna look? Spectral blade. It's got like skulls coming off it. Oh man. Platform holders are the only people benefiting. They are benefiting the most. They have and continue to benefit the most, so yeah. The problem is, I guess the free market doesn't tolerate a whole lot of excess body fat when you are trying to make the most money you possibly can, so ever play Observer System Redux? I don't think I ever played the remake. But I really like the original. I never finished it because it is actually quite acerbic. It's disturbing, but also it actually is it's a bit of a sensory assault. It's kind of uncomfortable to play for extended periods, so I always tried to sit down and play it in a stretch, and after a while I was just kind of grating and never felt the draw to come back to it, but I do need to get through it. It's on my list every October. Sick. Iralos. Iralos. Thanks for the sub. Alright. Swords are reliable all-rounder weapons, rewarding both speed and aggression. Chipped and corroded. This one that has seen better days. This one that has seen better days. And may yet see them again if some of the rust could be cleaned off. Inventory. Equip. Sword. Swing. Oh, 3D modeled chipped sword. You can see the chips in the sword. That's how advanced gaming is now. You know I've got to do it, right? You know I've got to? I can go out that way, but also there was this. I don't think... Was this like dented panel back here? Oh? Oh? Ha! Oh, okay, alright. I think Square Enix will port any of their PlayStation exclusives over the past few years to Xbox. I mean, maybe? 16 has to be high on that list. What I have to think, and I could be wrong about this, is that if it releases on PC, surely it's just like an easy hop to be on the Xbox store. I'm sure getting on console is probably tougher. I don't know, man. Xbox console, maybe not, but like... It seems like if it's a package deal... Oh my god, look at this, though. This clanging in the distance kind of reminds me of Silent Hill a little bit. I think a lot of those projects would be cash positive, which makes them easy to say yes to. I think it just depends if they have the studios and if Square thinks that's the best use of their time. I want to say that's an obvious yes, but I don't know. It feels like there's a shade to that I don't get. I feel like it would happen more often if it were that obvious, right? Yeah, Series S is also a bit of a snag there, which is why I think Xbox, if they release a new mid-brand console that is the new baseline, and they can wave away the Series S and maybe, well, not the X. Maybe the X becomes the new S. Shit, man, they've really written themselves into a corner. What's funny is they really tried to target affordability. It should have worked. When money was tight and quarantine was here, they made a widely available cheap gaming console with Game Pass. That should have worked. And it didn't. So now they're stuck because they launched into that with confidence and hoped that it would expand the Xbox family, but they found out there wasn't any expansion in low-end consoles, which sucks. But it was like it was a good bet. You got to appreciate the spirit of it, right? But yeah, now they're kind of boxed in. It's not easy to port to the system that also doesn't have market advantage. So, you think PC is growing at a rate that consoles are on their way out? Console exclusives, for sure. PC is too easy to release on, and it earns too much money for any other kind of games to work anymore. To me, that's what the Square Enix thing was. It's like, you can't cut a check big enough now to stay off of PC. Unless you are Sony. Unless you own the platform that you want to reinforce. And really, Sony's the only one. Nintendo is the only other one. So yeah. Anyway, health potion. It's good. It's great news if you want a PC. But also, luckily, PCs are easier than ever, thanks to like handheld PCs and shit like that. So yeah, Capcom's main source of profit is PC. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That means that they can be... Another genius thing of the PC right now is that there are really no trends dictating how games are made. And that's super important. There are no assumptions about the PC player and what they want. So developers kind of get to run hog wild. They get to make games like Baldur's Gate 3 or Dragon's Dogma 2. Because, you know, there's no like preconceptions. It just sells. Which is, it's just the best. It was like simmering there for so long. People had to kind of, I guess, like get weaned on consoles or whatever, but it's the best. Anyway, speaking of this fucking game right here, Health Potion. Potion is brewed from the eye of Peguth herb and hastens the body's restorative functions. It is prescribed by most doctors. One of their few treatments that does more good than harm. Nice. Spells and quick items must be equipped in the equipment menu before use. Once equipped, press spell to use spells and item to use items. And scroll through the equipped items with switch item or switch spell. If I right click, is that going to use it or equip it? Yeah, cancel. There we go. So what's... Item is R. Okay, spell is a Ribumbum. Okay. I think I can remember that. What the heck, man? These chomper machines? Oh. Uh-oh. It... If I had that agility, I'd have one more potion right now. Yeah. Fuck. Alright, well. Good start. Damn, man, the mushrooms is moving. Whoops! Okay, I did hit R there, and I don't know why. I think it's because I reflexively thought that the reload button would make me twirl my sword. That's okay. We'll have more potions in our future. What the fuck, man? This is so rad. We're all just hanging out under the blood moon, I guess. Hi. What do we have here? Another wretched soul caught in the Inquisition's web, no doubt. Tell me, has your High Confessor sent you off to die? Yes. A melancholic smile spreads across her lips. She can be terribly she can be terribly cruel, can't she? She gazes into the distance. Well, stranger, you best watch yourself out there. Mark my words, something's brewing on these islands. The stage is set, the curtain's drawn, and the performance is set to bring the house down. She smirks at you, and something tells me you have your own role to play. I got a smirk from Ghost GF. Can't ask for more than that, can you? I did it again. Maybe I think R will holster my sword. I like the weapon bob. Kind of lags behind the camera. Gives the feeling of an invisible hand that you can't render because that's too many polygons. Hell yeah, give me that. There, see? Video games provide. Number of skills that determine your effectiveness at certain tasks. Some are active skills like lockpick or lore, to let you interact with the objects in the world. Others are passive, like defense and regen. Skill can be improved by increasing the Delusion attribute that governs it, or with special equipment. The Delusion attribute. Belief is everything. As your delusions grow, so does your power. Find enough glimmers of delusion by exploring the world or completing quests, and they will grant a full delusion. Delusions can be spent to increase one of your core attributes. That's cool. That's pretty cool. On anything? Okay. Ah, we got a skull. Hey. Okay. That's what those are. There are 4 delusion attributes, fundamental attributes which govern your skills, might, wisdom, guile, and persona. Got it. Level up, bro. Ah. The music cut out. I want to hear the solemn wailing of the elder sisters or whatever the heck. Assortment of ammunition. This audio is so good. So gargly. Sounds like I'm in the bottom of a spectral toilet. Look at this draw distance. The road ahead is patrolled by Dark Star mercenaries. I strongly recommend sneaking through the mushrooms to avoid combat. It's not that I doubt your skills, Prisoner 27. I simply calculate a 3 in 5 chance you will die horribly. Remember, direct conflict is usually avoidable. Be on the lookout for ways to sneak past tough enemies. Sure. They're looting? Man, those digi-boobs. Nice. I think those are past use? That's a good question. don't even know who I am. I've been inquisitized. Oh yeah, I have a journal. What's that all about? After months of confinement in an Inquisition prison, you've been released on one condition. You must apprehend Vela, the most dangerous person in the Sky Realms. She's in the fortress nearby. We seek further assistance from Inquisitor Gavius en route. Alright. There we go. Just masturbating in a parking lot. Smoke some weird stuff at Whataburger. So now I'm just furiously jerking it with a vacant look in my eye. And this is what's going on in my mind. With an unholstered weapon, press attack to perform a normal attack. Hold it for a slower but more powerful attack. I guess you can do that with a weapon too. What's over here though? Oh. It goes back the way I came. What if I explored down here though? I didn't ever end up playing LSD now that I think about it. I really should check that out. Created from the Paradoxicus herb, this potion stimulates the mind and increases the user's magical potency. It has become quite a habit for many university scholars. Has it now? Give me some of that mana potion. Snort some of that potion, bro. Let me zoot a little toot of that MP. Right. Well, there's a drone there. These guys don't look like bandits. What are you doing? No offense, but you better leave this to the professionals. Where did be my guess? Nothing? She's quiet, huh? Our agent is dying, but they still might be of use. You may have to charm them to gain their trust. The agent may take some convincing. You've been a prisoner for some time. I can no longer smell, but there is a high probability you emit a foul stench. Success relies on your charm skill, which is derived from the persona attribute. I'll take your money first, before we see how this goes. Hey, how's it going? You one of the locals? He looks you up and down in disgust. Look, just leave me be. I failed the Inquisition, I'd rather die in peace. Charm. I'm here to help. Your Inquisitor has tasked me with capturing Vela. Success. He lets out a weary chuckle that breaks into a cough. I love the little, like, one sentence rapid-fire descriptors of what's going on. It's such a great way to plant that animation in your head without having to, like, animate it or do VO forward or something like that. But I think in games like this, too, is so similar to the book experience, where so much of the game is in the projection of your imagination. So I think even having snatches of text describing things with a little visual stimuli is a really good bridging of that gap. Because when you read stuff, you already kind of imagine it, but then you can pair it with that character, and your brain instantly kind of can hear it happening or see it happening. It's great. Again, Metal Gear kind of excelled in a lot of those techniques. Oh my, I recognize you now. You're one of the prisoners. Gods, the Inquisitor must really be desperate. You know you're going to die, right? Those bastards wiped out our whole echelon. You insist on this fool's errand, you might find some supplies at my crashed drop pod. Follow the river upstream and you should find it by the waterfall. Bleh. Bleh. That's the one thing this game is missing, is a little bleh whenever something dies. I think Wanted Dead had that, and it was great. Bleh. Okay, so blue is bad. We don't like that. Picking a lock, there's a chance you will fail and the lockpick will break. Pick locks more easily, increase your lockpick skill. Mechanical locks are not the only security measure you will come across. There's an art to disguising secrets through magical means. Yeah, I'm curious. That's a cool way to do that. Yay! Cool. I do like the nods to D&D and the like the puncturing of those mechanics. Skill checks and whatnot. Reminds me, I gotta play Disco Elysium, man. Ugh. In this room, the candlesticks on the wall have been enchanted to seal a secret passageway. To dispel them, you will need enough lore skill. The incantation will also deplete your mana slightly. A single passageway may need several switches, so always be mindful of your surroundings. Interesting. High enough lore skill, small amount of mana. Lore skill is governed by wisdom. Okay. I love low poly bottles. Wait. I did it. So wait, should I double back and go up the river? Because it feels like this is... Yeah, this is progressing towards the castle. So hold on. Sleep in a bed, drink a potion. What's going on in here? Powerful entity has taken an interest in you. By their grace, you will be plucked from the jaws of death and transported to a death shrine without losing items or progress. I guess for now. Look at that. Look at that. Kind of reminds me of the save orb from Symphony of the Night. That's a beautiful floating skull orb. Meticulously rendered in PSX technology. That looks really good. Like, it's not trivial to do this. To make it not look like fuzzy shit, because you can see, like, both sides at once. It's not immediately culling either, because you can kind of see it, like, through the sides a little bit, which is really, really clever. Like the nose, and then it fades away, so there's extra care taken in, like, a partial opacity as it fades to more depth. Behold this freaky orb. Well done. Wish I could play this in VR. Ooh, it is a VR kind of game, isn't it? Gosh, and if you had motion controls for your sword or like doing lockpick minigames. This is good though. This is good. I'm not complaining. Medieval is probably the closest game to that I've played. I mean, Myst is pretty good, but Medieval is full-on boomer shooter in like psychedelic cosmic environments. So definitely check that out. It's not quite as low-key as this, though, that's for sure. More enemies, less orbs to ponder. Yeah, let me backtrack and see if I can go up the thing. Yeah, go back to the river. Back to the river. Well, no absolutely demented NPC... Well, no, I take that back. For the, Inquisitor in the torture cage was pretty out there. Hey, throwing knife. Enslaved thieves and thugs like to coat the blade with jitter seed extract for an additional sting. Let's see how it goes. Oh, I guess it's not that kind of... Ah! Z? Okay. Yeah, Lunacid? Absolutely. Another game I'm extremely excited to play more of. Not, like, how baffling is it that there's not only one amazing psychedelic dungeon crawling game, but there's two and they both look amazing. I mean, I'm playing it right now. It's great. Also, yeah, they're remaking Riven. I missed something on the other side of the cage? Maybe. I was distracted. Sounds likely. Unless you mean in here? Oh. Oh, man. Being baptized in the CD-ROM waters. If this came out on PlayStation, man, I would have played it and had some thoughts. No sweat. No sweat, it's worth checking. We got to splish in the waterfall a little bit. That's always worth it. Yeah, there's stuff on the other side there. Let's see if I can figure out how to get there. Side. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Well, I mean, I guess I'll go check it out. Oh, Inquisitor Gavius is waiting for you in the nearby Inquisition column, prisoner 27. We strongly recommend speaking to him before wandering forth to your highly probable demise. So he's in there, huh? All right. Damn, man. All the, like, this is so Silent Hill-ish right now. Kind of gutsy looking textures, rust, steel, chain link fences, clanking. Ass. I like how androgynous all the NPCs are, but they have curves. So it gives them, they have definite organic curves, right? Oh, he's got a face. As you approach, the Inquisitor takes in a depth. Oh my god. Let me take a little drink of water here. He's this sharp beard has taken me by surprise. As you approach, the Inquisitor takes in a deep breath of air. Do you smell that, prisoner 27? Mushrooms? He clicks his fingers. Exactly! He turns to you, a beaming smile across his face. I've never seen this many mushrooms in my life! Such wide stalks, such healthy gills! He takes a long breath. Ah, and such potent spores! We have mushroom forests like this back in Lundell, but nothing like this. Damn fine tea, alright. He waggles a finger at you while turning his gaze back at the mushrooms. Prisoner 27, if you get back alive, remind me to get a batch of scry shroom tea for my wife. They make it here in the Oneiric Isles, and I hear it's to die for. Okay. He slaps you on the shoulder. That's damn good of you, prisoner. Ah, but where are my manners? He holds out his hand in greeting. Inquisitor Gavius of the 12th Inquisitional Tribunal, pleased to make your acquaintance. I mean, I like his gusto. Oh, is it 17? I thought it was 20. I wasn't looking. Maybe it's 17. Shake his hand firmly. He grips your hand with an equal firmness. I see I'm in good company, prisoner. He points to the fortress ahead. That's the blinding light. The fortress of Vela, leader of the Darkstar mercenaries. The High Confessor told me you'd be joining the assault, and not a moment too soon. We need all the help we can get. I've sent all my agents, but so far none have reported back. We expected heavy fighting, but it seems those Darkstar ruffians are a tougher bunch than we gave them credit for. Your orders are to capture Vela alive. A tall order, I'll admit. But I think you're up to the job, prisoner. So any questions? Yeah, a few. Dude, I love this interface. These bolts and screws and stuff. Cracks. How good is this? This reminds me of... Ooh, what was that game called? It was like Rat Death? Shoot. It was very like biological horror. It was like a Fallout game. But it was top-down perspective, kind of bio-horror, mixed with industrial. Ah. It was really good. I made a friend with a blob. Is Rat Death the name of it? Death Trash. Thank you. That's the one. There were rats in it, I think. Yeah, Scorn was awesome. Yeah, Death Trash was what I was thinking. What's going on with Death Trash? Is that ever 1.0? Let's look that up. Anyway. Is there a way I can avoid bloodshed? Yeah, the flesh kraken. Good old flesh kraken. Ah, the sneaky sort, are we? Well, you're in luck. My agents report that there's a side entrance to the right of the fortress which leads into a maintenance tunnel of some sort. I'm sure the Dark Stars laid plenty of traps, but surely nothing you couldn't disarm with a deft hand, eh? Once you're inside, you could try and avoid detection by keeping to the walls. These old Gadwa forts have plenty of nooks and crannies, so just... He puts a finger to his lips. Keep quiet and out of sight, yes? I wonder if it's going to be like Thief, where when you're inside, it's like these cones of light, and then patrols kind of going back and forth out of these very binary light patches? We'll see. Need to know more about Vela and this mission. He nods. Yes, I'm sure you have plenty of questions. What do you want to know? And lots of lore. Excuse me. Let's get a little ambitious. We chose Riz. Can't Riz a trap. I will overcome it with force of will. And gamer stick-to-itiveness. Tell me about Vela and the Dark Stars. Vela Kalos. Now that's a name that'll make hairs stand on end. She's the daughter of old Admiral Kalos of the Apostatic Union Navy. I'm gonna have to get good at saying that. But instead of following in her father's footsteps, she founded the most accomplished mercenary band since the God War. Why do I keep saying it like that? God War. God War. I thought that might be an A, and that might be an O. I don't know why I tried to flip them as like Gad War. God War. Sure, she's currently the most wanted criminal in the Union, but you've got to hand it to her. For years, the Union itself relied on Vela and her Dark Stars to do the jobs the Navy were unwilling or unable to do themselves. He sighs. It's a pity she turned down such a dark path. In the later years of the Dark Stars, their numbers of villainous deeds far exceeded those of noble intent. What are the Dark Stars' villainy then? Well, there was the... Alright. It seems like there's more text in this game than I thought. So we're just going to start reading. Well, there was the Astral College heist in Bayon, where they made off with an artificed star, among many other priceless treasures. Then there was the sinking of the merchant freighter Popinjay, and all those hostages slaughtered at the siege of Sarakolko. I could go on. In the end, they say she lost the plot, started yammering about some sort of heaven. The Inquisition ruled this was tantamount to cultism. Article 62 claimed... No, wait, 112. Claims of a religious nature and warranted her arrest. Of course, I think the polymaths over in Ryova had wanted her gone long before all of this. Stumbling a bit. Got too big for her boots, and finally they had their warrant. Even Vela's own mercs got so riled up they mutinied against her. She's been hiding out here for years, but the Inquisition finally got the go-ahead to make a move, so here we are. Oh, this has like a lot of setup. I'm surprised there's an NPC to actually try to explain all this in concrete terms, as opposed to the Dark Souls character that just kind of whispers at you and then giggles, and then like waddles away. Why are you using prisoners like me? He grins. Ah, because rigorous labor is a tonic for the ills of one's mind. We're not like some common judiciary back in Union homeland, where prisoners are thrown in a pit with a scrap of moldy bread, no matter their crime. He taps his forehead. We recognize the twisted intellect of our guests, and if we can untwist that reason with the right application of punitive employment, we will have enlightened the world just a little. He clears his throat. We're also authorized to use any method at our disposal when a mission is going... how do they say it in Slev? Utters up. Nice. We got a real trading card redemption. Let's drive. Got some ambiance. The clangs of an infernal machine. Tits up. Card up. Here you go. What do you got? Oh, a Hunger... There's a lot of Hunger Games cards in there. But this one is the coolest of them all. Look at that cool pose. Very tough. He looks like a bug just landed on his nose and he's trying not to react. Oh, he was so proud of his arm. He must have done so many push-ups. Hunger Games 82. Perhaps the rarest and most valuable of the Hunger Games collection. Congratulations. What a dreamboat. Yeah. What expression would you say that is? Whoa. Not that one. Number 5 on the blacklist. What expression? What emotion do you read? Very mysterious, very smoky. Post-shat. My dream boy is post-shat. I'm enjoying the writing so far in this game, I have to admit. Oh, you got my template there. Alright. You will have a whisper, a little form to fill out, so I know where to mail this card. Everyone's talking about pita now, so I'm hungry. Alright. What do you think of the High Confessor? He strokes his chin. Many in the Inquisition think it a travesty that a confessor, that is a prisoner still serving their penance, has been granted control of an entire tribunal. Normally it would be the job of a High Inquisitor. Indeed, there's also the nature of her crimes and how they relate to the very criminal that she's been tasked to apprehend. But personally, I think despite her quirks, she's proved herself as one of the most accomplished agents within our ranks. About the mission? Splendid. I wonder what her relationship to this character is. When you're done, be sure to check in with me after the mission. I've taken quite an interest in these Oneiric Isles of late. I'm sure I can fill you in with plenty of useful tidbits. Okay. Okay, side entrance is what we're targeting, because we are sneaky. We can barter, and we're sneaky, and we can riz. Resting in beds recovers your health, mana, and maximum stamina. Ah, okay. Beds can be cheaply rented at inns. You may also find unattended beds throughout the world. However, some are unsafe. You'll be taking a chance by resting in them. This place sounds safe. Whoa, okay. Ah, use the home spell to return to the last crystal point visited. It'll also appear at the last used crystal point when loading the game. Okay. A return home. Though widely used by scholars, some still prefer to walk. They claim the chance of being incorrectly teleported off a cliff is not negligible. Swing. Cool. Your attack damage depends on your current stamina. Okay, so that's an even better reason to sleep then. Your maximum stamina will also deplete slowly over time. If it reaches half of its original value, you will become fatigued, temporarily reducing all stats. Okay, neat. That's a cool way to do that. Dink. So I should probably take a nap then. Hold block to reduce incoming enemy damage. Time a block just as an enemy attack lands, you will parry it. Successful parries negate all damage and will stagger the enemy. But blocking and parrying are not possible. Your stamina is empty. What can I block with just a rusty sword? F. You can. Huh. F. Swish. Ah. Dink. Okay. Ah! So I was playing Most Wanted the other day. It's a childhood game of yours. It's really good. Ah. I did finish it finally. Not without a lot of whining and complaining. Yeah, that game rocks. I'll probably end up playing Need for Speed Carbon, but I just don't know when. There's so many other cool ass games. Ah. Alright. Oh, the ghost. What's up? How's it hanging? See that looming fortress? It struck fear into the hearts of many who are braver and stronger than you, stranger. It was made in the God War, so the apostatics named it the Blinding Light to ridicule the gods they planned to butcher. I guess it's apostate. Apostatics? Probably. Ironic that it should fall into the hands of someone so blinded by ambition and zeal, for Vela has claimed it in pursuit of her own twisted heaven, and the Blinding Light now turns its guns towards the faithless souls who made it. Her spectral eyes glisten. Tell me, stranger, if a hated enemy stood between you and your most cherished ideal, would you strike them down? Would you have the arrogance to take a life in pursuit of your fantasy? Yes, I would kill for my beliefs. At least you're the honest sort, and you're hardly alone. The Sky Realms are stained with the blood of those who stood on the wrong side of history. Even the gods proved fallible in the end. Still, I feel fear that in a world like this, such a heart will only see you dead in a gutter by the sword of someone far less scrupulous. Ain't that the way? I haven't tried to indicate yet, no. I'm really excited to check it out. Indica looked freaky. I'm all about it. Excuse me. Ooh, speaking of freaky, how's it going? Gotta be polite. You okay? Hey. Eye of Pagath. Flower shaped oddly like an eyeball, can be used as an alchemy ingredient. Named after the legendary god Pagath. This herb is well known for its healing properties and is used in medicine across the Apostatic Union. Ugh, God, it's all drippy. Damn it, man, that sucks. Why you gotta look like that? Ugh. Unnecessary. I wonder if sprinting reduces your maximum stamina. Whenever I hear creepy sounds, I don't know if it's in real life or the game. That's immersion. Got a guard? I think this is the side entrance, though. Think I can just slip around? Okay, one's just looking this way. Oh. Ew. Do they chase? Maybe I gotta take them out. Maybe I gotta take them out. I got some throwing knives. Let me scout the other side. What? Freaking crazy waterfall? What is that? That looks important. Potion. 2 guards. I wonder if I can nail one of them with a throwing knife from up here. Oh shit, he was using a potion. That's what he was doing. He depleted this item. Here. Hey, Risible Man. Needed a variety gaming fix? I am happy to provide. Alright, fella. It's time for maximum action. Maybe I can sneak up behind him? Can't. Alright, that's block. Here we go. Action time. Oh. 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 All right. These dudes are not that bad then. What's going on here? Paradoxicus. Ah, okay. These are the MP flowers. An impossible flower that seems to shift in between different shapes. Can be used as an alchemy ingredient. The herb seems to defy the very principles of reality, often appearing differently depending on how it is observed. Sick. Trippy, man. I don't get those. I wonder what you have to do to break those boxes. Stamina potion. Derived from the jitter seed. This potion imbues the user with an unnatural energy. Alright. Got some items. Lift is not yet active. I see. I guess this is a shortcut out. Eh. Oh no. Eh. Eh. Uh-oh. Eh. Oh, okay. That was scary. And I feel like this is the kind of game that I would read about in PC Gamer back in the 90s and be like, what the hell? I don't know they could make games that were so like, what's the word? Just like artistically confident? You didn't see a whole lot of that in consoles as much. Okay. Breakneck combat. Watch your necks, everyone. Lest they get broken. Yeah, Thrill House. This game is sick nasty. Certified dank gaming. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this dank ass mushroom. All these tethers going off of the sun. Whatever the hell that thing is. A dead god, for all I know. What's down there, I wonder? Yeah. Yeah, glorp plants. Just sitting around glorping. Fully glorpized environments. Oh. Come on, mama. There she is. Huh. Is this a devious trap? Deactivate it? Yeah, okay. So traps use lockpicks as well. That's interesting. That's a really cool way to enforce like character build stuff. Somebody who didn't have high lockpick skill probably wouldn't. Well, they'd probably have enough lockpicks to get through that, but it's like it's gonna make it cost more resources that way. Yeah. Now I just have to remember it's that one. Which I'm sure I'll do. I'll definitely remember it's that one. I like how you can see through the doors. Oh, grating. You can see through the floor, man. It's so 3D. Full immersion in completely dank environments. There wasn't a transition either. I just went through a door. So I'm like, it's like Euclidean space. Maybe. I don't know if this game's going to get that freaky. But I am just walking around inside an environment. I mean, it's kind of silly, but it's kind of hard to do that in games sometimes to get that scale right. Something that looks normal or is navigable from the outside, but also can be an interior space. I think you get some liberties with proportion when you're doing minimalistic art styles like this, though. Found the box room. Look at this, though. Vent infiltration. One of the finest things you can do in a game is take a side path and climb through vents. All right. I gotta go Guile, right? Spunk. Assortment of maps, notes, and diagrams clutter the table, detailing the planned exploits of the Darkstar mercenaries. One in particular catches your eye, an expedition to the cursed underlands far below the Sky Realms. That does catch my eye. Okay, it's all the same observational bit. You recognize these old machines are God War relics, inoperable and mostly useless. Such strange contraptions are rarely seen outside the Clockwork Kingdom these days. There's a swishing sound in the audio that sounds like an enemy attacking me sometimes. Oh, free bed? I wonder if there's any possible downside to sleeping in this game. I guess aside from unsafe bed conditions. Okay. Yeah, I've got to find what's her name and convince her to leave. Not get killed in the process, maybe? I think buying the stat point also lowered the requirement. That's pretty cool. Wish they changed the music for interiors. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that it's gonna change depending on like the area. Ooh. Now this is a spooky door. I don't see like an out of place brick or anything. Yeah, I'm wondering how far in the game you have to go to get a different sort of environmental audioscape. Maybe I can hit a switch or something. Hit it with a sword? Oh yeah, I have a sword. Ha! Nothing doing. So stealthy. Okay, I can turn on the thing. Ah. Where are you going, prisoner 17? Are you attempting to run from your duty? If you must recuperate, the lift next to me will take you back to the Inquisition camp. But Vela is still in the fortress, and we strongly suggest you go back inside and find a way to reach the battlements up above. That's pretty healthy guidance, actually. Okay. Warhammer's really shot up the pop culture zeitgeist in the last few years. It really has. I've kind of noticed that too. I don't know if that's just like successful marketing and expansion from Games Workshop, which I think is part of it. But I think it's always been pretty cool. Maybe there was just a lot of potential there that was never really exploited. All right, I'm gonna take him out. Cool. I wonder if there's stealth damage. It seems like there is. Because I certainly didn't one-shot before. Play Stellaris so I can't afford another mortgage for Warhammer stuff. Ooh. You gotta know your limits. Wait, where the heck? Uh-oh. Oh! How did I... Whoa! What did I miss? I got fully swerved. At least this game doesn't really seem to have an interest in, like, being Souls fuck you hard. I can appreciate that, I think. Beer. A mug full of frothy beer. Beer is cheap in the Skylands, mostly derived from fermented mushroom pulp that's exported to the far corners of the Apostatic Union. What does it do? Stamina, I guess? This did just come out, Nightshot. Well, it was in early access, but yeah. I think it fully released today? Recently? Oh. Give me that. Can I take this? No? Oh. Wonder if that opened the secret door. Oh, there's another one. Something has changed. Oh! Aha! Okay, we figured it out. Lower door. This is the entrance, I think. Yeah. I wonder if enemies stayed dead. if they come back when you sleep, or yeah, sleep or do something like that. Touch a save crystal. Damn bandits. What the heck? Is the whole thing up here? What's going on? There's like trees and shit growing on top of the castle. Oh yeah, the waterfall. Huh. Ah! Huh. Alright, thanks for the mana potion. Whoever's up there. Where? I really thought about where those are coming from. Wonder if I can sneak in. Sploosh, sploosh, sploosh. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. What the heck is that? Fog gods? Iron ore. Decent quality ore that can be used to upgrade rusty weapons. Most of the Isle's mines were abandoned after the God War, but the ore remains there for the taking. I'm curious to get an upgraded weapon. What if there's like 6 or 7 fundamental upgrades to just sword? So your sword gets sicker and sicker as the game goes. I always wonder how game or RPGs do that. I feel like in a game like this, upgrades should be sparse and fundamental. A new sword should be a big deal. Excuse me. What the fuck? Aw, man. Something bad is happening in there. Would you ever make or work on a game? I don't know. I'm not sure in what capacity I could be most helpful to a game and its development, actually. And, it's hard to argue against the sheer like the sheer, what's the word? The carnal pleasure of simply playing a bunch of other people's very professional and amazing work. It's I guess a little selfish, but I have the opportunity to just like feast on other people's artistic output all day. And while I have ideas, who doesn't have ideas, of course? There's nothing that I feel so strongly about or feel so passionately that it needs to exist that I feel like getting it, or that I need to make it, you know? So I'm kind of waiting for that. Otherwise, it's just another game. And my God, there's so many games. They're all so well made and they're all so incredible. So yeah, I feel like it has to start from, well, I could do this better. And I've thought that sometimes, but it's usually well after somebody else has already done it better. Excuse me. Copenhagen, thanks for your message. Throat's all scratchy. I was watching a YouTube doc on Donkey Kong 64 and then the one on GameCube. From GC, remembering how Rare was kind of the king of developers in the 90s. Here inside Games Video today, I can't help but draw parallels to how Rare changed under Microsoft. Curious your thoughts? I don't know. Rare, of course, is not the same company and doesn't make the same kind of games, but I still think Sea of Thieves is really cool and really impressive. And it's a service game. And they just launched on PS5. So I think, like, right now, Rare is probably fine. And I still think they do good stuff, but they've slowed way down. God damn. Everwild, I guess, is them. Maybe we'll see that at the showcase. Fuck me. There we go. No thoughts, really. From the outside, it seems like it's just, you know, people doing the work they want to do, creating interesting projects. If Sea of Thieves is their legacy for, like, a decade, I still think that's pretty incredible. Sea of Thieves really is a special game. And does something no other games really do, or did, especially when it came out. So, I don't know. It's also got a lot of heart and character and soul. It's got definitely a real goofy British sense of humor. I do wish they'd do more games, of course. But, you know, I don't even know what the talent's like there. But yeah, I hope that, oh, I guess that's who we're looking for. I just hope that, I guess it's maybe 50-50. I hope that the studios under Xbox can find a way to make the cool games they want that also satisfy Xbox's demands. And then I also hope Xbox can find a way to make money off those games. Because I don't know. I think they've been pretty loose leash. And I think the release slate of Xbox is a result of that. But that's such a broad assumption that it's theater, basically. It's just spinning drama, but maybe there might be some truth to it. Did the game they were working on get canned? Yeah, I think they had vaguely announced something that they were like, oh yeah, we're not doing that anymore, but I can't remember what that was. I don't know. I don't really think about games until they're like, until they show gameplay. Which, yeah, there's a lot of work that happens to get to that point, but in terms of the consumer, it's just, it feels like games are before that, games are typically announced as like recruiting incentives. It's my understanding. Oh yeah, Skull and Bones came out. Yeah. Maybe it did well, I don't know. I don't think Rare was Perfect Dark. That's the Coalition, I'm pretty sure, right? Or, no, Perfect... Was it some new studio that hasn't shipped anything yet? Was doing Perfect Dark? Oh, it was Rare? Huh. Huh. I don't know about current Rare. I know it was Rare. No, the new one, I mean. Yeah, the sequel, the reboot, whatever. No, yeah. I know OG was Rare for sure. Yeah, the Initiative. Oh, Initiative, okay. Coalition is working on Gears. I think. Vela Kalos stands with gravitas, her voice piercing the clatter of the ship. You notice blood seeps from her armor. She is wounded, but hides it well. Loose the sails! And why is the anti-grav engine not running? Suddenly you catch her eye. What's this, a straggler? The Darkstar Company greets you. My apologies, but you've caught us at a rather inopportune moment. Vela Kalas, I've come to apprehend you in the name of the Inquisition, or do I join her? I've just escaped from an Inquisition prison, can I join you? I mean, I'm kind of down with this. I don't want to do things for the shrieking lady in the torture cage. She looks you up and down, smirking. I mean no offense, but the Darkstar Company has a certain standards. You don't quite fit the bill. Hey! I have Riz. Prepare yourself, straggler. Great deeds are afoot. Deeds that will bring the apostatic union's tyranny to an end, and that will usher in a new age of heaven. And with that, we must take our leave. It's been a pleasure, but I doubt we'll meet again. Wow, she got away. Right. Watch her as she goes. Well, I wonder how what's his name is going to take this. At least I can loot her shit. Entice. This oddity of a spell draws upon the caster's force of personality rather than their arcane knowledge to sway erstwhile enemies to their side. Much studied by academic wizards, the nature of this spell remains something of a mystery, but its power is not in doubt. Well, that's what that sound was. Ding. Anything to root through? Ancestral lenses. I love the artwork on the walls. It's like Picasso, Cubist and Surrealistic. Those are two different things, but you know what I mean. Yes, a spell for me, the Rizzler. I'm playing Rizzler in a lot of games. Alright. Well, yep, time to go back and talk to the homie. Oh, they've already moved in. Ah, it's you. The High Confessor wants to speak with you up on the platform. He mutters under his breath that what she sees in a wretched prisoner is beyond me. Someone's bitter. Ah, Prisoner 17, I believe you are wanted by the High Inquisitor. Best to not keep her waiting, yes? But by all means, come back and speak to me afterwards. We've much to discuss. Catch a beaming smile behind the agent's visor. Ah, so you're the one who squared up to Vela. And to think, we had you locked in a cell. The agent chuckles. Well, you really showed us how it's done. Anyway, I think the High Confessor wants to see you. I wouldn't keep her waiting. Slash thighs. I'm pretty sure the Leisure Suit Larry games are allowed on Twitch, but I don't know. I could be wrong. There's a list. There's a pretty definite list of games that are not allowed. Leisure Suit Larry is not like... It's done, like it's crass, but it's not fully pornographic. I think it'd be okay. Oh, there she is. Oh, she popped open her little window. The High Confessor is giving orders to the agents around her, pointing with her mechanical limbs and shouting between bouts of coughing. Eventually, she notices you. Ah, Prisoner 17, wasn't it? Our drones have been tracking you. It seems Vela has escaped. I played your little game. Will you let me free? The device shifts ominously towards you. Need I remind you, prisoner, that your sentence remains unfulfilled? We must ascertain where Vela has fled to. Luckily for us, I know just who we can ask. She laughs to herself, but this turns into a pained series of retches. Awesome. After a moment, you think she may have vomited. Excuse me. The Oneiric Isles are home to a number of former Darkstar mercenaries. My superiors would rather I executed them, but she is silent a moment. They are of more use to us alive. If anyone knows where Vela went, they will. Are they in love? Is that what's going on here? Is that why she's hunting her alive? Like, she's very insistent about that? I would start with Jack Basalt, a former Navy captain turned cell sword. We have already contracted him and arranged a meeting. You can find him at the Wobbly Noggin pub in Hallow Town, in the center of the Oneiric Isles. Basalt has promised to direct us toward his comrades in exchange for the polymath's pardon. He can help you find the others. Why me of all your agents? The Dark Stars are deeply mistrustful of the Inquisition. You could say we've had a few run-ins in the past. As one of our newest and most amenable operatives, you may have better luck than any other of my agents. Which way to Hallowtown? Follow the road south through the village of Pwill and cross the gate bridge. This should get you to Hallowshire. You will need to acquire an apostatic union passport to cross the bridge. I wish I could grant you one myself, but we are undersupplied. Perhaps the locals in the village of Pwill could help you. Got it. Good, and be careful. These islands are on the very fringe of apostatic union territory. There may be worshippers or even minor gods who have fled the union's purges tucked away here. The only assuredly faithless place is Hallowtown. And beyond Hallowshire's borders, there is ground even union boots won't tread upon. To the east, the Clockwork Kingdom is in full-blown crisis. while the people of the Endless Realm to the west are cursed to never die. My tribunal will establish a command post in this fortress, the Blinding Light. Return here to recuperate, if you wish. Oh, and one more thing. From now on, you'll be known as Confessor 17. That doesn't change your crimes or your sentence, but it does sound a little better than prisoner, eh? I have some questions. Very well, but... With a shudder, the machine squats slightly. You'll have to speak up. It is most echoey in here. What's with this fortress? Its name is the Blinding Light. Oh. Okay. It was a god war fortress some 40 years ago. A marvel of Cardovan engineering. A giant cannon blasted void steel spears through the heart of many a god. At the height of the Darkstar's infamy, Vela procured this fortress, restored it from a scrap of heap. For the past few years, since the Darkstars mutinied against one another, Vela has been hiding here. Believe it or not, I have been here before, long ago. It is strange to be back. Why are you in that metal coffin? You are not the only member of the tribunal to have betrayed the Apostatic Union. In my former life, I committed heinous crimes. She lets out a metallic sigh. Unsilenced spell-weaving, conversing with gods, abetting armed conflict. I could go on. This iron coffin is an honor, a privilege. The pain it delivers, the exquisite torment sharpens my reason. And it was specially designed to insulate my mind, lest I hear the gods' cruel whispers and forget my penance. That's all. Very well, Confessor. Anything else to add? No? Farewell, Confessor. Well, cool. Cool beans. Golly. Guess I have a quest now. Go south. I don't know which way's north? Yeah, I don't have a map. Yeah, the lore is pretty sick. I like the idea of any attachment to the gods. Oh, that's a dragon. Is that a god? I don't know. What about that one dude on the catwalk? On the catwalk? Wait, what one dude? What are you talking about? That guy? Talk to those two dudes. Is there another dude? There's a dead guy. Pretty sure I talked to him. Yeah, that guy. Oh yeah, he said to come back. You're right about that tea you wanted. Oh, they make it in Pill Village? Alright. Quill. Damn, okay. The Sky Realms. Tell me about the Apostatic Union. He glances you up and down. Well, surely you've been there. Union Heartland, I mean. Well, the Union is the most civilized place in the Sky Realm since the world rend. You may not agree, but to my mind, it's the truth. What's its history? For the past 400 years, the Sky Realms have been under the control of the Wiccan covens and their gods. It may be true that some preached tolerance, but others were tyrants who twisted their poor followers into cruelty and ignorance. This you cannot dispute. You see, the Wiccans acted no different from the worst Slevian cartels. They forbade the weaving of cipher magic and the advancement of reasoned debate. They locked us in blood contracts with gods who stunted our advancement. But 40 years ago in the God War, the Apostatics cast off our shackles. He sighs. It's true that a lot of blood was spilled, both mortal and divine. But now, in Union territory, reason and discourse have replaced ignorance and fear. What's Union Heartland like? Sniffs. Well, depending where you go, I'm from Lundell, a place full of windswept hills, soggy marshes, and crumbling castles, circled by a blue neuron star. We also have a weakness for ale. There's also Beyond, known for its universities and fine wine. And Slev, a rugged wetland where criminal elements are rife. But many would consider the most important Union realm to be Vena. It's a warm, beautiful archipelago full of orchards, bathed in yellow starlight, and home to the Union's most important city, Ryova. Ryova is where the Union Council of Polymaths meet. It's a city full of floating houses all strung together with bridges and ropes, with gondolas drifting between them. When you're in the middle, it is said you can't see a hint of sky. There's buildings in every direction. But wherever you go in the Union heartlands, there's nowhere as rugged and wild as this. He takes a lungful of air. Nary a sewer for miles. That's enough. Tell me about the Oneiric Isles. Well, the Oneiric Isles are the archipelago we're on now. It's always been at the fringe of Union territory and has only recently had a regional council installed in Hallowshire. Oh, I got a little map popping out up there. Nice. But there are also islands outside of Union control. To the east lie the Clockwork Kingdom, ruled by a machine monarch, while to the west lies a rather frightful place of undying souls known as the Endless Realm. Okay, Hallowshire. Though Hallowshire has technically been under Union control since the God War, it's been somewhat neglected until recently. That means there's still cultists lurking among the hills, not yet fleshed out. There are even whispers of gods lurking in nasty nooks and crannies. But no need to worry, a Union Council chamber has just been built in Hallowtown. This place now has its very own polymath. With such an esteemed education, she'll have this place sorted out in no time. Tell me about the Endless Realm. You ever hear the stories of the Cadaver Crusades, led by those nasty ghouls that plundered the living to eat their flesh? He visibly shivers. Well, turns out those weren't just stories. Those monsters actually exist, and have a little kingdom right over yonder, ruled by their so-called Queen of Silver. I tell you, you couldn't make it up. Last I heard, they packed in all that flesh-eating business and started farming some sort of mindless meat. Fancy that, ghouls with a conscience. Alright, Clockwork Kingdom. Ugh. Well, less said about that place the better. Used to be known as Cardova during the God War. Used to be known as Cardova, and during the God War, they aided the apostatics in overthrowing the Wiccans and their gods. They even made the Blinding Light Fortress, as well as many other war machines. But they always were a little big for their boots. Despite having the best alchemists and aetherists in the Sky Realms, they got the mad notion of making some sort of magical utopia where every foolish peasant could cast a spell. Utter nonsense, I say. Only, for a while, it seemed like the buggers actually got it to work. The stuff that was coming out of the newly formed Clockwork Kingdom was making even the erudite Academy scholars blush with envy. At least until their mechanical king went mad and threw the whole place into chaos. Now it's a frozen wasteland full of malfunctioning robots and rotting corpses. Rotting crops. Which is a damn shame, because there was a lovely little tea house in Ferropolis that my wife adored. Ah, well. What island are we on now? Ah, this little island is known as Pwill. Just a handful of mushroom farmers here. Really? But its remote location has always made it a haven for smugglers and pirates. Perhaps that's why Vela came here to lick her wounds after the Dark Star mutiny. That's all I wanted to know. Tell me about yourself. Me? Oh, there's not much to tell. I'm just a humble servant to the Apostatic Union. Time ago, I was a counselor, would you believe? Only a rather embarrassing incident involving a lost shipment of hallucinogenic scry shrooms saw me demoted to a less public-facing role. So here I am, working for the esteemed Inquisition. Only one can help if their thoughts often drift to home comforts, eh? I have a lovely little cottage back in Lundell with my wife. One day I'll pack all this in and get back to growing button caps in my garden. What a humble little guy. Bold of this game to have a, relatable character. Okay, we got a good lore dump. We gotta go south. I'm guessing there's just gonna be a path, but... Mushroom tea sounds super nasty. Well, they actually make like a mushroom powder that's supposed to be similar in coffee, or similar to coffee. Like it's deep, rich, earthy, kind of bitter, chocolatey. I haven't tried it myself, to be honest, but I think for people that have a sensitivity to coffee, I've seen it around. For me, though, it's like, why would you, if you're going to drink something that's next to coffee, why would you drink anything but the coffee? Huh. Oh. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Option seems to require a key. Interesting. There's a little thing out there. What's the spell button? Hold on. Right mouse. Charm succeeded. Uh-oh. You're not gonna let them do that, are you? To me? Oops. Accidentally knocked back a cold one. Drunkenly throwing knives at this poor person. Hi. The Dark Star mercenary languishes, an ale in one hand. She barely registers your presence. So are you with the Inquisition, or some petty thief come to pick at our corpses? I'm just passing through. I have no quarrel with you. Damn straight. Any funny business and I'll lop off your head. She swings an arm in a vague gesture, spilling her ale in the process. Ooh, charm. You don't care for Vela? Wait, hold on. I'll do that next. What can you tell me about Vela Colossus? She squints at you, her head swaying from the booze. You can keep it secret, right? She leads the Dark Star mercenaries, so I'm supposed to tip my hat and call her boss. But between you and me, she's gonna get us all killed. Maybe already has. She speaks of mad prophecies, of breaking reality itself to make some sort of deathless heaven. Nonsense and lies the lot. If you don't care for Vela, let me in the storeroom below. Success. You guys rated right as I succeeded a charm check. How's that? How's that for timing? Thanks, Cassim. Thanks, Cassim. One raid deserves a good shout out. How was the Haley Bieber smoothie? It was fantastic. Stephanie enjoyed it, loved it. Cassim has good taste. This has been borne out a couple of times now. When Cassim puts his chips down and says, this I believe in. It's always true. I'm learning to believe that. Don't discount the guy. He says a lot of stuff, right? A lot of noise. Sometimes too much. Like a loud car, the knocking, maybe the screeching too, like a screeching belt sound. But when he puts his chips down, you know it's for real. If you can hear it over the loud, aggravating sounds. I'm playing Dark Dreadful, Dank No. How have I... There's so many games, man. I can't remember the names of any of them. What are we dealing with? Delusion. This game rocks. It's a deeply psychedelic, minimalistic PS1 visual dank fantasy game. Dank forgetful. Anyway, I just charmed the shit out of this guard. Now I'm gonna go get some items. Because my character build has that. Ah! Can I upgrade my sword? Oh, I need 3. Oh, look at that sword, though! Dude, what if my sword could look that cool? Right now, I got this dumb sword. It's all chunked up and shitty. Man, what if I had 3 ore, though? I could have a 6 sword that's not all fucked. Maybe there's... Oh, yeah, check this out. Look at that. The big evil sun. Oh, it's behind the trippy sky castle right now. Aren't video games cool? Aren't video games just sick, nasty, cool as heck? I'm gonna collect the skull. The skull's a good thing. We want to collect the skulls. There we go. Got a glimmer of delusion. Leucosic bomb. A vial of fine white powder distilled through alchemical process. Extremely volatile. The flask will explode on impact when thrown. Yeah. You collect skulls, it's a crime. This is why we play video games. This is the fantasy that we all wish we could live every day. Throwing vials of explosives at people. So they told me to go south, which I was like, you got it. And then I realized I have no idea which direction south is, and I don't have a map. I don't have a compass. I got that. Ugh. Why does it have eyeballs dangling out of sockets? Unpleasant. This gives me a puppet combo made fantasy games vibe. What's puppet combo? Not familiar with that. Who's this dude? You think he's friendly? Oh, he's got a sword though. He's holding the sword. Oh, not good for him. I don't think we can risk it. Okay. Could have been worse. Jitter seed. The volatile nature of this herb makes it ideal for restorative potions and poisons alike, and so is prized in the criminal gangs of Slev. We haven't been to Slev yet, before you ask. We are currently in the Oneric Isles, on the Isle of Pwyll, which is also the name of the town we're trying to get to. Is that a little... What is going on there? He does have a malicious look about him, but maybe he's not aggressive. Hey, there's our sun. So is that rising or setting, and is that east or west? Let's just keep exploring. Is this that Morrowind-like? Yeah, I'd say that's a... Of any game out right now to be called a Morrowind-like, this is the one. Got the mushrooms and everything. But yes, it's got a playful writing style. It's definitely got that look. Late 90s PC open world look. Can I do it? Whoa. I don't want to go all the way down. Ah! Now I went all the way down. I didn't know if I would be able to jump back or not. I wonder if I can... Now that I've taken that... I guess he moved? He's not up here anymore. Yes, I know my sword looks shit. I know that. I know. I need 2 more pieces of ore and then it'll look less shit. It'll be a proper sword. It'll do more attack damage. I'll be proud to hold it. I'll get there, don't worry. Yeah, oh right. Slap the crystal. Does what it needs to. Alright, how about that? Alright. Yeah, rust adds extra poison damage. Makes me look cool. Kinda. Doesn't it make me seem more intrepid though, since I'm using such a rickety weapon to great effect? Ah, I should have lowered that while I was over there, yeah. Man, what's cozier than waiting for video game elevators? I just love that the PSX wobble and texture wobble has been fully converted into video game aesthetic now. They nailed the look. They really did. Curious to get your thoughts on something, if that's okay. I mean, I'll try. I'm certainly no stranger to shooting my mouth off on stream. This game is Morrowind on acid, right? I agree, it's perfect. Huh. This is kind of random, but that eyeball plant. Why don't big budget horror games do stuff like that? Imagine an eyeball plant that lets you stab individual ones. They pop. It's gross, but it works. The game is remembered for many years because of the eyeball popping scene. I mean, Dead Space probably had the most aggressive eye mutilation that I can think of. As far as, I don't know why that's not done more. Maybe that's it. Maybe you've hit upon the core idea that we can make into a full video game. Wait, is this a gondola? Make a game called Eye Poppers. Cutter needs to be repaired. I mean, in general, certainly gore is not quite the video game ticket that it was in like the 90s. Oh, this is where I am. Okay. I think games like Helldivers make like perfect use of video game gore. Remember the eye toy? How could I forget? Oh, what is this? Huh, neato. We have been so blessed with games that have a like upgrade home base layer. Yeah, the eye toy. Motion controls. Wait a minute. Oh, other way. I think. This way? No. Yeah, it was the elevator. Hey, who's that? That seems like something's gonna fuck me up. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's just Quill right there. I got distracted. You have an interest in a Fallout New Vegas or 4 modded playthrough? Since the show dropped, I got back into it with 120 mods and counting. Not really. I played through Fallout New Vegas not too long ago. And I gotta be honest, there's almost nothing about Fallout 4 that seems interesting to me. Guess that's what the mods are for, but also this game is out. And it doesn't need to be modded. That's pretty cool. It's got eyeball plants. What you looking at? Oh my. What's all that commotion over yonder? I appear to be quite lost. I bought a map of these Oneric Isles back in Riova, but it seems to be decades out of date. He grumbles. That's the trouble with these fringe islands. Every few decades they floated into different positions. Take my advice, traveler. If you're looking to explore, make sure you find an accurate map. Do you know where I can find a map? Well, I noticed the Erudite Academy is flying over Hallowshire to the south of here. Can you see it up there in the sky? It travels all over the Apostatic Union, so I've heard. I met one of their scholars in a red tent in the forest underneath Quill Village, though I've seen them in other places too. Believe it or not, they're working on a map of the region right now, only it's not quite ready. Still, I try asking them. Worth a shot, eh? Where is south? I guess where the floating academy is. Where are you trying to get to? Oh, I'm trying to get to the Endless Realm. It's said to be a place where people never die, even though the flesh peels from their bones. As a boy, my mother would scare me with tales of the cadaver crusades, when the Endless would hunt the living and feast on their still warm bodies. It would scare me witless, but still, I always dreamed of going there someday. And I have it on good authority that they've reformed their ways. They only eat non-sentient meat and are on good terms with the Apostatic Union. So I said to myself, what do I have to lose? He gulps. Well, I suppose they could still eat me. Farewell. That's charming. Like it's... The text still exudes some character. It tells you about the world. Ends in a whimsical observation. A little sweet treat before you go. I see sparkles. Also, there's this big dude. Man, I want to know what his deal is. Okay, so it seems like... Yeah, there's like crafting items that respawn, but it seems like the material items, iron and stuff like that, that's super important. Yeah, Morrowind style writing, for sure. Morrowind NPCs were always like a little bit weird too, which was awesome. It really fit the energy. And also just the solitude of it. Zelda has a lot of this spirit, where people are just kind of out there on their own, doing their own thing. They don't know what normal is anymore. They don't even really care. Oh, that's what he meant by forest under. It is actually down there. I guess there's a red tent down there somewhere. Not quite sure what the academy is. Guess it could be that or that. Probably that. Oh, the mushrooms are making that sound. Well, it's perfectly normal. Perfectly. Over here. Morrowind NPCs just kind of spit Wikipedia paragraphs at you. They would do that too. The writing in Morrowind wasn't nearly as like wacky or intriguing as say Fallout, but it was at least a little more colorful than a lot of NPC dialogue in like newer games. Man, look at the colors. I love it. I've been so spoiled with games that are mostly dark in their color palette, but use these really bright pops of almost neon color. Oh. No Rest for the Wicked. That is some of that flavor. Animal Well. What's in there? What's in there? I can eat. That's a dude. That's a man. Hey. Nope. Oh, it's a brain. Okay. All right. Legendary mushroom with potent alchemical potential. If a traveler becomes cursed in the Underlands, their corpse may become host to this fungi. It is said the properties of this herb can change based on the personality of the deceased host. Jesus. Yeah, it's just a guy. And I plucked his brain out, but I guess it grows back. Restores health and mana to maximum. This legendary elixir has long been used by Wiccan cults, but it is banned in the apothecaries of the Apostatic Union for its use of illegal ingredients. Oh man, look at that. Look at that art. Low poly body horror. Oh, mushrooms growing out of him. Thing is, like, if I were to try to make a game, it would probably be like this, but nowhere near as good as this. I think my lack of confidence would probably lead me more to like a pixel art style. The more minimal, the better. But yeah, I basically, like, I guess, take inspiration from a lot of environments that I've had dreams about, try to convert them into playable spaces. But then it's like the audio and video have to do a whole lot of lifting, because the gameplay itself would probably be pretty minimal. Which it is right now, that's for sure. Do some kind of 3D platformer? This is like modern Kingsfield. Modern Kingsfield is honestly more like Lunacid, even though this is going to seem like a silly distinction to make. This is kind of more like modern Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 3, so far. Even the stats and like the meters down there, I think are a pretty obvious homage to Morrowind. Oh, hey there. Hi. The youth looks at you with caution, wide eyes lodged in a gaunt face. Oh, a newcomer. Oh, welcome to Pill Village. Quill, whatever. My name's Lud. Were you, involved in all that commotion over at the old fort? Nice. Just passing through. I won't cause you any trouble. The boy's shoulders slacken, and he looks genuinely relieved. Oh, okay. Can I tell you a little about our town, if you like? We're just a humble village. He swallows. Have you heard of Scryshroom? It's a mushroom that shows you the future. We grow it and sell it, only, things aren't going so well lately. People are worried. What's going on? Well, the crop yield is bad. Each year we've been growing less Scryshroom. He scratches his head. Some people are getting worried. He looks around, then leans in closer. I've heard some people are considering the old ways. His eyes are practically bulging. You know, consorting with Wiccans and gods? So what? Well, we're a part of the Apostolic Union, see? So god worship is very illegal. He gulps. Secrets and spores. Anyway, the local waymaster, Colwich, has gotten pretty spooked by it all. He's weighing everyone who comes by just to make sure they're not a Wiccan. But my mother, Olwen, oh, she's the mayor, by the way, doesn't seem too bothered by it all. She's much too worried about something else. Heard her mumbling about some sort of monster lately. He blinks. Oh, I'm sorry. I do tend to waffle, don't I? Is there anything you'd like to know? Point me around town. Oh, I suppose so. Yeah, millennial. Remember when millennials were always like fidgety and anxious? Like that was such a weird millennial thing. That was how they were always written into movies for like a whole decade. That was meant to resonate with us younger folks who were very unsure of ourselves, I guess. Ish. He gestures behind him. Just in town, you'll find the Way House. The Waymaster Colwich. She's pretty respected around here. Nearby is the Scryshroom Company, which sells Scryshrooms, of course, and other things. Further up the hill is the mayor's house. That's where the mayor lives. Sometimes she has work going. And further up is the old sacred shroom. Only it's, dead. Yeah, us millennials, all of us. Old millennials. That's us, everyone listening to this. What does the Waymaster do? Oh, Colwich? He's pretty important. He went to Riova, the capital city of the Apostolic Union. That's really far away to get certified as a Waymaster. He weighs things for merchants and buyers to make sure the price is fair. Might not seem like much, but for a small town like us, it means we can trade with realms like Vena, Beyond, and Lundell. He leans closer, eyes wide. But he also weighs people. Lately he's been real worried about Wiccan sympathizers, and he has a magic cipher. Or he has magic cipher skills that can tell if you're evil. He looks sheepish. He's not weighed me, though. I guess he doesn't think I'm tough enough to be criminal. Scryshrooms. Well, it's run by Dwin, whose family's been growing Scryshrooms for generations. Without his company, the town wouldn't really exist. Mushrooms are kind of all there is around here. Mother won't let me drink Scryshroom tea, even though she does all the time. She says it's too intense. You have to be a responsible adult to see the future. I don't see the big deal, though. She mostly just illuminates about having a bigger garden. So your mother is the mayor. He nods. Not everyone likes her because she comes from all the way over in Lundell. That's a faraway place with castles and windswept moors and Union Heartland. I was born there, so I've never been. Oh, I was born here, so I've never been. Any games like this are Lunacid, but sci-fi instead. Destiny? Destiny is kind of the most acid-tripped out sci-fi thing. Low poly, though? Signalis is low poly sci-fi horror, if that's what you're looking for. Pretty recent release. Sulaco, I guess, is coming out soon. Low poly sci-fi. Or I feel like there's a few more. Outer Wilds, yeah, Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds. That game gets pretty horror for sure. Yeah, Outer Wilds rocks. The DLC is super good too. I never finished it. God, the like the water planet that has like a dam break halfway through the cycle, and then the whole water level shifts. Ah, it's so cool. Why is the sacred shroom dead? Oh, well, that's because Kolwich killed our god, of course. Would you care to elaborate? Oh, I'm sorry. I forget that not everyone knows about it. He chuckles meekly. Our old god was Angwin, and he was really mean. Like he wanted people to sacrifice themselves. Oh, at the sacred shrooms to make the scry shrooms grow good. He nods. That's all I wanted to know. He nods. I hope I didn't waffle too much. Bye. Bye. Yeah, man. Outer Wilds. Outer frickin' Wilds. I want to go back and play the DLC, but it's intimidating. Like, it's scary. The scale of that game. It makes you feel small. It's such a contrast to most games. Try to make you feel like a big, tough, important person. You're at the mercy of practically everything. You're just like a tiny observer. And of course, like, part of the themes of the game are making peace with the fact that you're a speck in the galaxy. Which is pitch perfect, man. Ah, what a beautiful game. Yeah, it's not Halo, you know. You're not the mystic robot man. Man sips his tea and studies you intently. New face, eh? You got business here, talk to Dwyn at the counter. He's the proprietor of this business. I'm really only employed to make sure things go smoothly. Says Nud. And how do you make sure things go smoothly exactly? Well, the details are of such a nature that I wouldn't feel comfortable discussing them over tea. I'm a mercenary, you see. I fought with the Beyond Serpents, the Lundell Blackguard, even the Dark Stars for a time. And now I protect the business interests of this fine gentleman and nothing more, so please pay me no heed. I'm looking for former mercenaries. He narrows his eyes. Oh, is that so? Well, your motives better be pretty fucking congenial, because it's no secret that I'm a former Darkstar merc myself. Of course, I haven't sailed with him in years. I left after the mutiny, once it became clear that Vela's ambitions, once so intoxicating, were likely to get us all killed. He clears his throat. Well, out with it then. Exactly who were you looking for? Oh. Jack Basalt. Good old Jack. He smirks. In the Union, they still call him Shame of the Navy after he abandoned his rank and station to join Vela's merry band. In battle, the man was a demon. When his voice bellowed across the deck of a skyship, sword raised high, you made sure to heed it. But below decks, he always found time to share a drink with those under his command. Learning their names, their troubles. Not every merc captain does that. Of course, I don't know if that was thanks to a kind heart or his weakness for the strong stuff. Let me guess, you're meeting in a pub, right? What about Vela Kalas? He chuckles heartily. Ah, no, that's a good one. You're just gonna stride up to the boss lady herself and claim the Union bounty, are you? Now, don't get me wrong, I never really knew the woman. I was too low ranked to be clinking my tankard with her, but I've been privy to some of her deeds and, well, let's just say you don't ever want to cross swords with Vela Kalas. As for where she's gone, I haven't the slightest idea, and I wouldn't tell you if I did. That woman has plans in motion I couldn't begin to comprehend, and I won't be found complicit in trying to thwart her efforts for the sake of my own neck. Is that scry shroom tea you're drinking? Is quiet a moment and merely takes a sip. Indeed. Tell me, did old Dwin over there give you his speech about how he outsmarted his business rivals by drinking this stuff? No. He smirks. Well, I'm sorry for spoiling the tale for you. The funny thing is, he doesn't touch the stuff. It's more of a sales tactic, you might say. Whenever he does drink scry shroom tea, he tends to get rather emotional and... he grins. Empties his bowels prematurely. He shits his pants. You see, scry shroom may be a popular drug, but that's all it is to most people. A party trick or a quick high. The truth is, most people can't see the future from drinking it. The shroom has such a potent psychedelic effect, any premonitions are lost within the fantasy. But the premonitions are there. You just need a low dosage and a certain discerning eye. That's why if you were to say, reach for your blade right now, I'd have my knife at your throat before you knew it. He smiles warmly. Now, was there anything else? Tell me about your time as a mercenary. Man, a lot of good text with these NPCs. Ned tilts his head back and drums his fingers on his cup. Well, in my youth, I toured with various mercenary companies in the Apostatic Union heartland. There's a tale or two there. I ended up with the Dark Stars here in Pwyll, a name I'm sure you've heard of. But lately I've been freelancing in the Oneiric Isles, taking on all sorts of jobs before settling in with Dwin here. Of all the realms I've been to, these isles host some of the strangest. I'll be going then. He smiles politely, but says nothing. Ahoy, Dwill! Welcome, welcome. Pull up a stool if you're looking for scry shroom. You've come to the right place. He leans on the counter and thrusts a bulging eye in your direction. Do you know what scry shroom does, newcomer? No. Well, where have you been stuffing your noggin? Scry shroom shows you your future in all its brilliant glory. There ain't no cipher spell in the great library of beyond that can do what scry shroom does. It plunges you into the river of time, so you can see the bends and the currents rushing towards you. You know how I grew this business? Not with luck, my friend. Oh no. I use the humble scry shroom to outsmart my rivals. Now my company ships them to every corner of the Apostatic Union. So what do you say? You buying? So, let's see here. Yeah, you convinced me. That's what I like to hear. I got a pot of scry shroom tea on this brew. Or on the brew. We've also got a few other odds and ends if you're hankering for supplies. Also got a room to rent upstairs for 2 coin if you need some rest. What do you have for sale? Here's what we got. Did I need to get him tea? I think I needed to get him tea. Obtain some tea. I got it. All right. You want to know about scry shrooms? I'm the person to ask. How's the scry shroom trade? Oh, demand's never been better. The shop eyes runs just out of respect for the village, but really I make my money selling shrooms in bulk to merchants. There's a real penchant for their stuff. These days, peddlers, poets, and polymaths alike are drinking the stuff from Lundell to Vena. In the tea rooms and beyond, ladies and gents are seeing their futures unfurl before them. But I'd be lying if I said it was all good news. The harvest's been down lately, and each year we're growing less of the stuff. He speaks low, suddenly sullen. If Uncle were here, he'd know what to do. I heard Pwyll had a reputation for smuggling. He shoots you an angry glance. A lot of folk talk about that. A lot of folk don't know what they're talking about. Sure, a lot of mercenaries have set up shop around these parts, and yeah, we trade with them. Here in Pwyll, we pay our taxes just like anyone in the Union. That's why old Colwich went to Riova to learn to be a waymaster and all. His eyes narrow. And if you've been snooping around and seen some things you don't like the look of, I'd advise you to keep your trap shut. I don't pay none over there just for his looks, you know? He protects my business interests. Hear me? Okay, thanks. He nods. Anything else? What other services you got? Oh yeah, Apostatic Union passport. Only Union officials and certified traders can dispense them. You'll be wanting to talk to our local waymaster, Colwich, over at the Way House. They won't just hand him out for anyone. You look like a resourceful merchant. I have coin, and I'm willing to pay. He narrows his eyes. Careful now. You're suggesting an illegal trade. That sort of talk could see us both rotting in an Inquisition cell. Charm. Don't worry, you can trust me. Alright, but a hint of this to anyone, and Nut over there will be adding some new kneecaps to his collection. Go to the windmill. There's a locked door leading to the basement. This key will get you in, and you'll find my business associate down there. She'll sort you out. Now get out of my sight. We never had this conversation, you hear? Yes, sir. The windmill. I'm trying to decide if I should go back. Take the tea of the kind gentleman. There's no windmill, dude. What are you talking about? Is that a windmill? Maybe it was before the giant mushroom grew out of it. Oh, no. Oh, I think this is a windmill. The man's eyes follow you with suspicion. Oh, this is Kolwich, yeah. His graying hair and weathered skin suggest he is older than most in the village. Did the spider come back to my mic? No, I put him outside. I thought I saw some movement, but maybe not. You're new to town, I gather? Well, I'm the local waymaster. Name's Kolwich. And I'll have you know, before you engage in any business here in Quill, I'll be taking your weight. So without another word, please step on the scales. He gestures to the huge contraption behind him. Thanking you kindly. Yeah, whatever, I'll roll with it. Alright, fine, I'll step on the scale. In Quill Village, you met with Waymaster Kolwich, who refused to speak with you until you were weighed on his enormous scales. You've weighed yourself, and so you should probably report back to him. Huh. Yeah, it was on my mic a couple days ago, but... He studies the dials and symbols atop the machine, and scratches various notes on some parchment. Interesting. Very interesting. Did I pass? The prime glyph says you're a criminal. He shoots you a stern glance. The lesser glyphs are harder to parse. Let's see now. It says here you're of noble blood. Ah, and this strange glyph, I think it means disgrace? Ah, so you're probably a runaway from one of those corrupt noble families. Ah, but there's one more glyph. Inquisition. Agent. He looks up from his parchment, his face struck with puzzlement. Begging your pardon. At first glance, I thought you might be one of those Dark Star mercenaries running from the Inquisition raids. You must have been fighting those scoundrels, eh? I'm a confessor, atoning for my crimes. Well, far be it for me to delay Inquisition business. I've approved your visit to Quill. You won't get any trouble. He thinks for a moment. But, say, in light of your profession, could you lend this humble servant of the Apostatic Union a hand? There'd be an Apostatic Union passport in it for you. You see, the Inquisition raid ain't the only reason we've been eager to weigh people of late. There's also fears of bloody god worship among the townfolk. After all we've been through, he looks distinctly peeved. You need help tracking down god worshippers? He leans forward and speaks low. Aye. Folks have been afeared recently, see. The souls dying and harvests are down. Merchants want to buy our scry shroom more than ever, but we can't meet demand. Some have been flirting with the old ways. Tell me what you need. Alright, I'll tell it straight. As you know, god worship and consorting with Wiccans or their gods is a heinous crime. But I've reason to believe there's some among us who are turned to it, trying to fix our poor harvests. Trouble with a small town like this. We all know each other, and the guilty parties won't talk to me, but you? You're an outsider and an Inquisition agent to boot. I need you to ask around, try and find Wiccan sympathizers so we can sort this out quiet-like, before villagers start lopping each other's heads off in a frenzy. Find something out and I'll dispense you a Union passport that'll grant passage to Hallowshire. I'll think about it. He sighs. Look, if you hear of something of sorts, just let me know, you hear? Cool. I like that one of the first major quests is about, like, people. It's about the relationship of people in this village. It's not like go kill rats. Which does feel kind of Fallout in its architecture. Looking for some Darkstar mercs, and I need to explore the Oneric Isles. Kolwich taps his nose. Ah, Inquisition business, eh? Don't worry, old Kolwich can keep a secret. We might try asking Nud, who's the hired muscle over at the Scryshroom Company. Gotta say, he's a prickly fella, and I've never gotten on with him too well, but I know he used to work for the Dark Stars. But to be honest, I doubt you'll find out much in Old Pwill. You'll be wanting to reach Hallowtown and Hellishire to the south. There's a Union Council building and a bustling dock where all sorts of skyships lay anchor. But to pass over the Union Gate Bridge, you'll need an apostatic Union passport. Each one will grant you passage over a single bridge. As a certified Waymaster, I have one that I'm not using, but Inquisitor or not, you have to earn my trust if I'm gonna hand it over. How can you tell so much from those scales? These are morality scales. See, there's only one visible. That's because it's magically linked to the fulcrum through a bond of cipher to a scale containing the moral standard. What is the moral standard? Is it some kind of weight? Oh no! That would be preposterous. How could you tell so much about a person by weighing him against a dead weight? No, don't be stupid. The moral standard is a person. Carefully selected person who bears qualities deemed the epitome of apostatic Union morality. By weighing you against such perfect integrity, we can tell by what degree your character is lacking. I think the current moral standard resides far off and beyond university. They have to rest and sleep between weighings, of course, which is why weigh houses only open at certain times. Why does a small town need to weigh people? Well, on account of being on the fringes of apostatic Union territory, there are certain unseemly folk who have taken advantage of Pwill in the past. Mercenaries like those dark stars in the fort over yonder, who've used us to smuggle ill-gotten goods to Hellishire and beyond. So having a certified Waymaster helps Pwill attract reputable merchants to buy our Scryshroom tea. Shows we can be trusted to pay our taxes, you know? And we don't just weigh people, we can also weigh shrooms and grain. Or, well, anything, really. That's enough about weighing things. Let's see here. Realms. Business may not be good since the God War. Killing your own deity will do that. Or better off for being in the apostatic Union. I take the Union's tax levies over a Wiccan blood contract any day. Wait, you killed your own god? Aye, 40 years ago. Before then, Pwill was preposterous and miserable. We were trapped into a blood contract with our tyrant god Angwin. The terms were abysmal. Oh, our harvest was bountiful, but the blood price was high. Every year, dozens of villagers disappeared into the sacred shrooms to appease that divine bastard, never to be seen again. When the apostatics came calling, asking us to renounce our faith and join the fight against the Wiccans, I took up arms gladly. I fought in the Pwilian Division. There we go. No, Pwilian Division? And have the scars to show for it. What happened next? We crewed a Cardovan Lancer ship and impaled our own deity with a void spear. For all the grief he caused my people, that bugger didn't put up much of a fight. But the war still raged, so the apostatics built that huge fortress on the hill to repel Wiccan counterattacks. Of course, when the dust cleared and the war was over, the newfangled apostatic Union let it fall into ruin. Until that mercenary lass, Vela took it over, of course. Past few years, Pwill has garnered quite the reputation for smuggling and nefarious business thanks to those damn dark stars. You'd think the Union would have done something about it sooner, but the larger the gears, the slower they grind, I guess. What's a Wiccan contract? Have things gotten so comfy in the Union that people have forgotten their history? Well, I'll be damned. For as long as people can remember, Wiccans have acted as mediators between gods and their worshippers. He strokes his chin. Kind of like lawyers of the divine, I guess. Suppose they acted in the best interest of both mortals and the gods, binding both in magical contract that made sure neither got scuppered over. Except here in Pwill, our Wiccans fucked us. The terms were all in Angwin's favor. We can't have been alone, because 40 years ago the apostatics started the God War, and we weren't the only place to slay their own god, let me tell you. That's awesome. You happy being part of the Union? More than a lot of folk, I met travelers who lament the passing of the gods, who claim the Union was swapped divine majesty for naught but politics and paperwork. But here in Pwill, anyone old enough will remember the bad times. We all lost family and friends. The goddamn soil was fertilized with their blood. Of course, for a long time, being in the Union didn't mean much. Here in the Oneric Isles, we're on the fringes, you see. And for decades, these isles were rife with outlaws, criminals, and wicked refugees. It's only lately that the Union stepped up its presence and built a council chamber in Halisher. Since then, trade in Pwill's been booming. Turns out plenty of folk want to buy our shrooms. Now, if only our harvest could keep up with demand. Yeah, there's some deep lore here. This is awesome. Let's see here. Scry shroom. It's not always right. Every now and again, someone sees a vision of something that absolutely irrevocably comes true, and everyone sings the praises of the humble scry shroom. But most of the time, you're just having a bad dream. He shrugs. Still, people all over the Sky Realms want to buy it, so I'm not complaining. Puts food on my plate after all. Rad. Fucking awesome lore. I do like the idea of just like a very direct upheaval of a religious society to a... You can't save whenever you want. It's checkpointed, I think. Yeah. The idea of a very literal uprising against religion by killing the gods. But also, like, religion was obviously a very, like, locked-in thing. Very defined. There was an actual god that you like, brokered literal terms with. They would grant you certain boons in exchange for sacrifice. Alright, I'm going to backtrack a little bit and take the tea to my man. My guy. Then I think I'm actually going to close down the stream. I'm getting really hungry. Time to start plotting dinner. Also, it's been a busy day. I did a lot today. Man, there's a lot of good games out, though. Actually, Diablo Season 4 just started. So... The Diablars have another productive season ahead of them in Diablo. Another server first, I'm assuming we'll be getting. Oh, Pillars of Eternity? Yeah, I haven't... Can play that. Planescape? I never played. Oh. Yeah, this is the one I want. Oh, thank you, Powderfinger. Yeah, it seems to be doing pretty well on YouTube, so I'm happy about that. It's, hello, coked up midget. Yeah, Kingsfield vibes for sure. Disco, yeah, I gotta play Disco, yeah. Yes, Planescape is gonna be a lot of reading. Maybe too much. In fact, I know too much. At least Disco is voiced now. Alright, let's give this man his tea. Love this little thing that prints off visual aids. Got that tea you wanted? Here you go. This is exactly what I was looking for. How thoughtful of you. He removes from his belt a tiny metal teapot. He sips some loose tea, or slips some loose tea from the filter, and to your surprise, you notice already contains boiling water. You would be so kind as to wait a moment, Confessor. I must really let this brew. Wait for an uncomfortable few minutes in total silence while the Inquisitor stares at his miniature teapot. Finally, he seems satisfied. He pours the liquid into a cup and takes a sip. He frowns and is silent a moment. Confessor, this is... Excuse me. Damn fine tea! He takes another sip. I've tried an extraordinary number of teas in my time, and this is one of the best. My wife is going to love it. Please, take this in recompense. Beads of sweat appear on the Inquisitor's forehead, and he seems to be staring at something only he can see. He mutters to himself. Damn fine tea indeed. You think it's probably best to leave him be. Yep, only the best video games. Wait, what? Only the best video games reference Twin Peaks. You obtained some Scryshroom tea for Inquisitor Gavius, which he proclaimed was damn fine tea. You suddenly have a curious desire to reread the Dual Crags periodical story by D. Hang. That has got to be a reference to something. Something? Surely? That's outside of my scope of media ref. Okay, let's get back to the village, I guess. I don't remember there being a save crystal. Oh, yeah. How am I supposed to hell dive and hell tide at the same time? Huh? Leviathan, you're correct. Not enough hours in the day. Too many good games. Yeah, be wary of service games. They will take your time. Do I just keep going hard on Guile? Nah, Charm. Yeah, let's up Persona. there's one. All right. Oh! Just as I was about to close things out, CD Media slides in with a VIP or ban for maximum drama, maximum tension. This game rocks. Dread Delusion, check it out. Also, VIP or ban. Let's do it! It's not doing it. Oh, I clicked off. Oh no, I clicked off of it. Alright, we have to wait. We have to wait. Sometimes when I hit the Windows key, it hits the Windows key on my virtual PC as well. And that means that OBS is not the focused window anymore, which means that the shortcuts don't work. So I have to wait for the timer to go out, which is like 40 seconds or so. Simple stuff. Trivial stuff. CD Media. It's just an extension of high-tension gameplay scenarios. High-tension streaming scenarios. Oh, you are mean. You are a mean guy. Alright. Get out of here. What's going on with that guy? Ooh, Truth Potion. Dispels illusions and reveals the truth of things. The Union has banned the use of this potion for it interferes with many of their officially sanctioned spells. Awesome. You go in the water? Coins! Beautiful coins! I mean, I should go back and see if I can buy horror or something like that. Damn, that's a big boy. Okay. Let's see if VIP or ban will be kind or cruel. Damn. That's the sound that happens after a tall glass of scry shroom tea. CD Media, I'm sorry. You've just blasted Dookie into your pants in front of everyone. In front of everyone. And now they have to be banned. You were very brave. You were very brave to embarrass yourself like that. Banned for an hour. That was awfully brave of you. Although, you have to admit the strategy involved is pretty sound. Do it right at the end, then really you don't have to serve the full hour of your ban because all's forgiven at the end of a stream. You gotta appreciate the strategy. Alright, this game rocks. Man, this game... Just an array of delights. Homeworld 3 was super good. Again, another shout out to Green Man Gaming for sending me a free code. Appreciate that. And this game also rules. Both available on Steam. Check them out. This seems like pretty prime Steam Deck material. So, and it doesn't seem like it would be that challenging to play with a controller either. So, check it out. Everyone's so good at making games these days. Again, I can't imagine what I have to contribute to a world that has games like this in it. But at least I get to enjoy it, and that's awesome. I'm going to get back to VR missions somewhat soon. And also hopefully just grind through all these amazing games. And I hope to have your fine company for that. So I appreciate you hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks.